They're off for the Queen's Vase with 1 3/4 ahead of them. Chess piece in the Royal Blue ridden forward with a short run into the first turn, and Frankie goes handy aboard Gregory. The red cap applies a bit of pressure for the early lead, with the Grey St George on the inner and Etna Rosso in the blue and white rounding out the leading quartet as they swing right-handed. Circular Fire with the scarlet sleeves just sits a couple of lengths off the pace, in turn followed out wide by Hadrianus as they begin the steady downhill run towards Swindy Bottom. Think First in an orange jacket settles towards midfield, had to be briefly checked back off heels, and then peaking Opera, Ryan Moore in the dark blue, racing ahead of Sumo Sam in the yellow and blue. A further length and a half to Stephen Siegel in a white jacket. A similar margin away to St Vincent's Garden in the dark blue and white, who races on the inner of Bateman's Bay. Nürburgring in the dark green and white, meanwhile disputes last place with Undawi. Might just spot the orange star on the cap for David Prober. They've completed half a mile in the Queen's Vase, and Frankie's got to the rail and got to the front aboard Gregory, but he's closely accompanied by Andrea Azzani aboard Hadrianus. They race now 2 lengths clear to Etna Rosso, the white cap, disputing third place with Chess Piece, who in turn is slipstream by the Grey St George, and alongside he Circular Fire. And then Think First in an orange jacket, upsides peaking Opera as they approach halfway. Stephen Siegel in the white races on the outer of Sumo Sam. St Vincent's Garden is further back in the field with Bateman's Bay as they now begin the steady ascent towards the final 3/4 of a mile, and Darwy and Nürburgring continue towards the rear end of the field. So Frankie controlling the fractions here as they head towards the 6 marker. Still Hadrianus in the black and white is a close second. Chess Piece under James Doyle in the Royal Blue against the running rail, tracking the leading pair. Then Etna Rosso to the Grey St George, peaking Opera, no move yet. Dark blue jacket for Ryan Moore, about 4, maybe 5 lengths off the lead as they head towards the last 4.5 furlongs on the home turn in the Queen's Vase. Gregory, Hadrianus still the leading duo to Chess Piece, Etna Rosso, then St George, Circular Fire, followed through by Think First, peaking Opera. Stephen Siegel is next, Bateman's Bay in a light blue jacket out wide to Sumo Sam, then Undawi, St Vincent's Garden and Nürburgring with the last one into the straight as they pass the 3 on the crown of the bend, and it's Gregory in front. Frankie now just beginning to nudge away. Hadrianus turned on in second. Chess Piece in the Royal Blue looking for a way through. Away to the right, Circular Fire with the scarlet sleeves asked for his effort. Then Etna Rosso, the Grey St George up the inner. They've got a furlong and a half to go, and it's still Frankie in front on Gregory. St George the Grey, though, is coming out after him. Back in third, Chess Piece, and then Circular Fire. 150 yards to go. Frankie driving away on Gregory, still pestering St George. Gregory finding plenty under the Dettori drive. Frankie's farewell at Royal Ascot, and it's winner number 78 at the Royal Meeting for the Italian. Gregory beats St George, close for third between Chess Piece, Circular Fire.